One of the most heavily guarded public authorities in the world is the President of the United States of America. Whether they are inside the White House or traveling in Air Force One, they are protected by armed guards from the Secret Service, police motorcades, and high-ranking military personnel. But what kind of transportation does the President use when he and the First Lady go out of town or even out of the country? Well, keep watching this video to find out. The most expensive and closely guarded presidential conveyance in the US. When the President of the United States travels by vehicle, he uses a limousine known as the Beast. This limousine is not like any other vehicle that you see on the road on a regular basis. This one-of-a-kind automobile was built just for a person who needs round-the-clock security. So let's look at the 5 most significant tools that come with this automobile and discuss what they signify. The safety tools and equipment. While the President is being driven about in the limousine, there should be no reason for him to fear for his safety. This indicates that it has to be equipped with some kind of anti-engagement technology that is capable of discouraging an adversary from potentially beginning an assault on the vehicle and the convoy. When it comes to defense, this is where the mechanisms come into action. The limousine is armed with tear gas, shotguns that have been loaded, and even a grenade launcher, all of which are designed to inflict as much harm as possible on those who are trying to chase the President. The extremely fortified Beast features armor that is 8 inches thick and surrounds the whole vehicle. This plating is capable of protecting everyone within the vehicle from continuous shooting. This carefully constructed automobile is not only capable of surviving an explosion, but its windows and engine compartment are also protected by armor. The communication systems and microphones that are integrated into the vehicle are 2 additional important features. The communication systems may be used to communicate with other cars that are part of the motorcade, and the microphones can hear everything that is going on outside the vehicle. The car's operator. To even be considered for the privilege of driving the President in such an essential state vehicle, a person has to have extensive experience, as well as go through extensive training and screening before they can get behind the wheel. The driver is required to participate in strenuous training exercises so that they will be prepared for everything that may occur or in the event that an emergency arises. The operation of a fully armored vehicle that weighs 14,000 pounds and has a length of 18 feet may be a very challenging endeavor in and of itself. During a presidential visit to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 2009, for instance, the driver of the similar Beast limousine that was used to accompany the President found it impossible to maneuver in Downing Street. 3 Cadillacs that are exactly same. There is a vehicle that is exactly the same as the one used by the presidential escort. These 2 identical presidential state cars have precisely the same designs and characteristics as each other, from the armored plating to the defense systems. Both of these vehicles are driven by the President of the United States. Due to the fact that they never take a trip apart from one another and that their limousines share the same license plate, it might be confusing for onlookers to determine which vehicle is transporting the President. This may be useful since it acts as a distraction for those individuals who intend to bring damage to such a significant person. Cost of purchase and ongoing operations. It's possible that the costs of maintaining, fueling, and constructing a high-value, unusual vehicle will equal the same total as those of a highly pricey hypercar. According to reports, the price tag for each Cadillac presidential limousine was around $1.47 million, which is comparable to 1.3 million pounds. Equipped with a 6.5-liter engine and having a top speed of 60 miles per hour, the vehicle has a high fuel consumption rate, which is not surprising given its exceptionally hefty weight. In addition, the engine powering the limousine is diesel, which is a fuel that is far less prone to ignition than gasoline. In addition to being able to tolerate continuous pressure, the engine is also resistant to the ignition of a match, an escort for the motorcade. When it comes to traveling, the beast is never in the passenger seat by himself. The motorcade operates in a manner that is intricately organized and is often flanked by a significant police presence and other security officers. When the President of the United States visits any country, the motorcade escort may comprise of as many as 30 to 50 cars, depending on the nature of the visit and the level of security in the host nation. The cars have the capacity to transport members of the President's immediate family, distinguished visitors, and members of the White House press corps. The police cars remain at the head of the escort in order to block traffic at crossings, remove any people, and clear general traffic that may potentially slow down the vehicle carrying the President. The personnel of the Secret Service who are organizing such a high-level operation are required to also assess the most expedient and secure escape path for the President in the event that an assault is taking place. What kinds of vehicles are included in the presidential motorcade? Both the route car and the pilot car. These are the cars that are in the lead of the group when you look back. Public sources indicate that these vehicles go in front of the full procession in order to do a real-time audit of the predetermined route. They contribute to the provision of extra navigation to the fleet in the event that any alterations are required. They have established communication with the other members of the motorcade. The difference between the route car and the pilot vehicle is that the route car is several minutes ahead of the fleet, but the pilot car is just a few seconds ahead. This allows the pilot car to maintain better communication with the Secret Service and other law enforcement agencies. The sweepers. In the case of sweeper vehicles, which are primarily police-issue motorbikes and patrol cars located at the front of the motorcade, law enforcement is called upon to assist with the motorcade. The purpose of the flashing lights and occasional sirens is to keep the road free so that the whole motorcade may continue moving at a constant pace. The President still has to get to their destination on time after all, and stay usually unfettered by road traffic and other impediments. When the President is in town, the sweeper trucks are the ones you should point the finger of blame for the traffic delays that occur. Lead car. Even though the route car and the pilot car come before the lead car in the order of precedence, the lead vehicle serves as the operation's real control center. As a result, the route and pilot vehicles serve as the eyes. This vehicle serves as the primary source of direction and decision-making for the whole trip. Even more, it serves as a buffer between whatever is up ahead and the automobiles that belong to the President. The majority of the time, this may be recognized as the Suburban belonging to the Secret Service. Nevertheless, depending on where the President is located, it has also sometimes been a locally designated police vehicle, the limousine. Sometimes the true code name for the President's automobile, which is stagecoach, is referred to as spare. The automobile or cars in question are often positioned smack dab in the heart of the whole motorcade. Although it looks like a stretched Cadillac limousine, this vehicle is more akin to a long-wheelbase sport utility vehicle, SUV, that was built to provide the highest levels of comfort and safety. It has come to be known as the Beast, as already mentioned in the video, and it is outfitted with a wide variety of one-of-a-kind devices, enhanced capabilities, and a sufficient number of top-secret countermeasures to make even James Bond and Batman seem dull. The formation. When it comes time for the motorcade to proceed, the highly skilled agents of the Secret Service engage in a manner of speaking in their very own kind of racing. This is known as the shell game, and it is a sequence of roving and weaving moves that have been performed, rehearsed, and choreographed over the course of a number of years. The motorcade's primary vehicles, including the stagecoach and the spares, are rotated in and out of the formation in a variety of sequences to further confound potential assailants. the future of presidential conveyance. There were rumblings that the Secret Service had already begun designing, constructing, and putting through its paces a brand new presidential limousine with the intention of having it ready for the new inauguration. Even though it is not replacing the Beast, it is anticipated that it will replace the armored limousines in the style of the 2005 DTS that have been in use for more than a decade. To say that the degree of technology, vehicle engineering, and coordinated driving that goes into safeguarding the president when he is on the road is an understatement. In other words, putting our hard-earned money to work. The presidential motorcade is not only a mode of transportation for the President of the United States, rather, it has become virtually a tradition in its own right. A performance that goes throughout the country and is meant to serve as some kind of representation for the people of the United States. It might be argued that every person who is a part of the production of this motorcade is the finest at what they do. The explanation for why this is the case may be seen by the whole world each time the motorcade is sent. Leave a comment below and let us know whether you believe that the United States of America has the most powerful and costly presidential conveyance, or if you believe that China or Russia possesses more powerful presidential conveyances and that the United States should learn from them. And to what degree do you think the President of the United States of America's safety is compromised during such transfers? We hope you've enjoyed this in-depth tour of America's most expensive and most guarded presidential conveyance. For more intriguing videos like this, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.